So page 116 again for those of you that are still turning there. Okay, we're at the bottom of the page, combining rigid transformations. Okay, so example 1 here. We're just going to jump right into a problem, not really introduce too much here. We're going to draw the image of triangle ABC after the given combination of transformations. Okay, so for letter A, we're told to reflect triangle ABC over line L, then translate along vector V. All right, so let's do that here. So I'm going to use patty paper. You can also use the mirror here if you want to and reflect it, so it's kind of up to you. So let's get going here. Let's try this out. So let's see what happens. All right, so to reflect using patty paper, remember we're going to draw our line of reflection, including the arrows, and we're going to draw the points for A, B, and C. Okay, just like so. I guess I'll go ahead and draw the rest of that line of reflection too. There's my other picture. Okay, so like that. Okay, like so. So there's my line of reflection I drew, A, B, and C. And then what do I do once we've copied all these things? To reflect it, what do we do with our patty paper? What can we do? So I got a trace. How do we do the reflection? You can fold it if you want to, or remember we can just take it and just flip it over, line up the line of reflection, and then voila, there's where the points are going to go, right there. And if you draw on the backs of the points, they will transfer over. And there they are, lightly. Okay, I'm going to darken them in. Okay, and I'll go ahead and draw this shape in. Alright, so there's our triangle. Now, let's see here. This point right here. Okay, thank you. Someone else, let's go to. So, Josh, what's the name of this point going to be right here? This one right here. Don't whisper answers, please. Let him think about it for himself. So remember, we took what's the name of this point right here going to be? It's labeled A, but what else are we going to call this point right here? A prime. That's right. Yeah, because it reflected on the line of reflection there. Yeah, Dorian, thank you. Don't do that. Okay. So B, okay, it reflects up to here, so we're going to call this point what?
Oh, you still asking?
Yeah. Sorry, Josh. B prime. That is correct. And then this last point right here. You got it. Good job. Okay, well done. So now, are we done? No, we have to translate along vector V. All right, so let's now talk about this translation. So, Antoinette, how is this vector telling us to move? Yeah, right 4, right? Because the vector is going from this point to this point. So it's right 4, and then up 1. All right, so each one of these points, A prime, B prime, and C prime, are going to go right 4 and up 1. And I'm going to use a different color here so that way it kind of differentiates. So just from A prime, just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. And there's where A... How should we name this point? Prime, prime. That's right, because it's been transformed twice now. Yes. Yes, combined. Yep, combined together. That's right, all together. All right. B prime, we're going right for up 1, so right 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, and that's B prime prime. And then C, we're going to go right 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, and there's C prime prime.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So all we did was we reflected it first, and now we just translated it, and there's the final answer. Yes.
I thought so. I didn't. Okay, the vector said 4 up 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to do it from the bottom to the top, or can we do it from because I did it from the end where I went up 1 and then over. Up
1 over 4, and so it gets you the same place, right, as going right 4 up 1, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, yeah. And again, we're not. It's kind of like slope, but it's not slope, right? We're not really doing slope. Slope, we always describe slope as rise over the run, and so I get what you're probably used to that slope, so that's why it's maybe more comfortable for you to go up 1 then right 4, because that's how we're used to doing the slope. But when it comes to vector, you can go, right 4 up 1 or up 1 right 4. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, by the way, what would be the component form here? This vector v, just out of curiosity, what's the component form for this vector? Yeah, 1. Oh, careful, not 1, 4. Yeah, so it's 4, 1, right? So it's very easy for us to get to the next step because, again, we think slope, right? We think rise over run. We think the rise come first, then the run. But be careful, this is like x and y. I think this more is like the x component, right? The x component of the vector, and that's the y component. Okay, get those, make sure we keep those straight. Don't get those confused. It's very easy to, right? You just flip them around. All right, great. So there it is. And if you look here, there's the answer of it. Guys, if I have to talk to you one more time, I'm going to have to move money up here. Okay, we got a spare desk. If you can't control ourselves, back in the back there. All right? We'll find some space for you. Okay? You listen, we have a test coming up. So anyway, there it is. Okay? So let's take a look at the next one. Letter B here. Letter B. Okay. So now let's see here. Letter B. All right, you ready for this one? This one's pretty crazy. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. This one says 180-degree rotation about point P, then translate along vector V, then reflect across line L. So we have to do 3 transformations here. 3 transformations. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so 180 degrees around point P. So remember to do your rotations here. We already have our shape, so I'm going to draw some points on A, B, and C. Right? All right, now we've drawn points, what do we do? We're not quite ready to rotate it, right? We want to like connect, like P to C. Connect, like draw a little segment there to connect P to C. And then you also want to draw a, what degree are we rotating? 180. So put your protractor on that center of rotation right there on point P. Okay, and 180 degrees is, well, again, there's this side of our angle we're starting on, so we're going to use the outer set of numbers here and go around to 180. So it's basically going this direction, yeah. Well, actually it doesn't matter for 180, right? But so actually, yeah, I guess I should have measured it from this direction because we normally, if it's not listed, we should say counterclockwise, but still it would be, yeah, around there to 180. So yeah, we're going to go this way, 180 degrees. I'm going to make sure I get this right. Okay, so there I drew my 180-degree angle. All right, and now we're going to take our patty paper here. All right, copy points P, C, A, and B. Okay, like so. Connect P to C, like we had before. Okay, now we're going to rotate. Keep point P where it is. So I'm going to put my pencil point on point P and just kind of turn my paper. The pencil point will kind of help it stay in place. Keep turning until it lines up to the other side. See, now mine is lining up to the other side there. And you can just kind of like, again, you can kind of just eyeball where those points are, right? So there's where, just peel your paper back and put those points down. Okay, right there. Line it back up, and then the other point here is up 1, right 2 from that one. So there it is, right there. Okay, so there's my image. Okay, good. So let's see here. So Mitchell, help me name these points here if you don't mind. What's the name of this point going to be?
C prime.
C prime, right? It came from the point C there. What's this one? B prime, yep, that's right. I had to think about it for a second too. And that means that one's A prime. Good job. Okay, so there it is, rotated 180 degrees. Right, again, I'll show you here real quick. There was the original. Hold down your pencil point there on that point P, and it rotates 180 till you line up to the other side there. Boom, there it is. Okay, great.
Oh, so like when you do it, it has to. Okay, so when we're doing it, it has to like go pretty much.
For 180 degrees, yes, it does.
Because when I did it, I thought it was happening this way.
As it turns, you can see, like, so it's pointing, kind of this direction. As it's going to turn, though, it's going to rotate 180 degrees, and so it's pointing back kind of that way now. It changes its orientation, so that's why we use the patty paper to help us kind of keep everything straight. Because it's hard to do without the patty paper. Okay, good. All right, so next thing we're supposed to do is translate along vector v. So let's see here. Brianna, how is this vector telling us to go? What's vector v telling us to do?
Over 5 up 1.
Yeah, over 5, up 1, okay? Brianna, what shape here am I translating? Am I going to translate triangle ABC to?
The prime.
Yeah, just the primes, exactly right. Okay, we're done using ABC for right now. We're now translating from this new shape. So it's going to move, as you can see from the vector here, right 5, up 1. Okay, if you need to, folks, just a little, like maybe you can draw for yourself here the fact that you need to go right 5 and up 1. This maybe will help remind you. You just count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. So you're going to use this vector and translate each of the 3 points there. All right, so I'm going to use blue here because we're intermediate shape. So right 5 for C prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. So there's C, and we should call this C prime. That's right. And then B, right 1, or B prime, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. And we can call that B prime. And then A prime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. And there's A prime. So the directions over here, Josh, said to do a 180 degree rotation about point P, then a translation along vector V. And so we have the vector V drawn for us right here. So the vector V, if you look here, Brianna was able to count it. She counted right 5, up 1. It went right 5, up 1, right from the starting point to the ending point there. So you're going to take this thing, we just rotated it, now we're going to move it right 5, up 1. Okay, that's the idea. Yep, that's the idea. Okay, and then the last step is to reflect across line L. Well, here's line L right here, all right, and so let's go to, so Colin in the back there. To reflect this over line L, we could use patty paper if we wanted to, but actually we don't even need to use patty paper here, do we? What can we do? Yeah, just count, because it's a nice horizontal line. So C prime, how are we going to reflect that? Where's it going to end up? Yep, C prime is 1 above, so it will reflect to down here, 1 below, and what are we going to call this point? C, that's right, C prime. Triple prime. Okay, and A prime is 3 above, so it will reflect 3 below. 1, 2, 3, and now we have A prime. All right, and B prime is 1, 2, 3, 4 above, so 1, 2, 3, 4 below. There's B prime. Okay, it gets a little ridiculous, I know, all the primes. And there it is. Okay. Questions on any of that? So let me ask you this question. Could I take the original triangle ABC and get to my final triangle A prime, B prime, C prime by a translation alone?
No, maybe possibly.
Could I just translate triangle ABC and get it to translate to this shape without having to go through all this other mess?
No. Yes. I said yes, they said no.
I know, yeah, right? Okay, so does someone want to try and explain here? I mean, why they think yes? So Alex, what do you say? So how would I have to move? What would I translate? To go from A to A prime, what would I have to do here? Okay, but did you hear my question, though? My question was, can we get from this original shape to this final shape, the final transformed image, can we get there by a translation alone? No, yeah, we cannot. Okay, well, maybe you didn't hear the question, I know. So because when you said reflection there, I was like, wait a minute. I said a translation alone. Now, listen please, guys. I know, Josh, leave him alone. Alex, could we do this with only a reflection? Could I get from here to here with only a reflection?
I was thinking about that, no, because the points want to really add up. But I was thinking, like, maybe you would have did, like, I guess.
So yeah, not a translation alone, not a reflection alone, but what could we maybe do to get from here to here? Sorry? A rotation? Maybe. I'm actually looking here, though. I don't know if the rotation would work. Let's see. If I turn, so there's my ABC. I don't think it would quite work, would it, Antoinette? But that's a good thinking. What could we do, though, here? Yeah, Eli? Yeah, so if we took our shape here, right, and if you kind of see it, if we reflected it and then shifted it down, right? So if I can, let me kind of draw it more clearly here so you can see it. So there's ABC. Okay, if I were to reflect it, okay, maybe we just reflect it right there. Like, you can choose whatever line you want to reflect it over. Let's just say we reflect it over this line right here, so it end up like this, and then we just translate it right 1, 2, 3, and down 1. There would end up to the final shape. So is the rotation there necessary? We don't need that rotation. We could have just gotten to this point by a flip. Sorry.
You make what? I'm saying maybe like you wouldn't do what the steps did.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need to follow the steps that they asked us to follow, but I'm just saying, alternatively, we could have done this more quickly, like if they had, like we could do this more efficiently. If they just want to get the shape from here to here, rather than going through all this mess, we could have just done a reflection and a translation, and that would have been enough. All right, so anyway, if you guys go down to the bottom of the page there's 2 for you to try. So go ahead, I would like you to try those, okay? 7 and 8. 7 has you doing a reflection across L, then a 90-degree rotation about point P, and then 8 has a translation, a rotation, and then a translation. So go ahead and try it, 7 and 8. All right, 7 and 8. And I'll do those real quick, and then I'll just come around and help, and then we'll do them together here. So try 7 and 8. Try 7 and 8 there. You can use your pad paper if you need to. Try 7 and 8. Need help, let me know. The first thing is a reflection. Okay, so careful. What's the first thing we're supposed to do? Reflect first, then do that. You reflect its image, A prime, B prime, C prime. So draw the image first. Remember, you can this one you can just count, I would say, because it's a nice, kind of a horizontal line reflection there. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. So, read the directions. You're getting ahead of yourself. Reflect across L, then do the 90-degree rotation. So reflect these points across the line. Yes, exactly right. That would be B prime would be there, C prime would be there, and it's perfect. You got it. Now this is the shape that you're going to rotate. It's the primes, do the little apostrophes with it. There you go. So this shape is what you're going to rotate around. So yes, now connect C to P. Yep. There you go. And then copy P, C prime, A prime, and B prime onto your patty paper. And I'll help you with that. Let me just come check with Liz. I'll be right back. Perfect. What shape are you supposed to be rotating? It says reflect across L, then do a 90-degree rotation. So this is the shape. So connect that to C. Okay, beautiful. Now, you got your shape set up there. We have to now measure using our protractor. So let's move that away because you want to measure a 90-degree rotation. Now, we're not told which direction to rotate. Are we supposed to rotate counterclockwise or clockwise here? Well, when we're not told a direction, we assume it's counterclockwise. So we're going to put our protractor right down there, line it up along that P to C prime, okay, like so, and then measure 90 degrees. Oh, okay.
Is that from me, Mr. Wiggler?
It is not. So 90 degrees is right here. And let's finish this up real quick. So just measure 90 degrees right there. Put a little mark there. Get out of your way. And then we'll make. Let's go ahead and draw the line there that goes from there to that point. Good. Now we finally can take this and then just turn our paper around point P until it lines up, and there it is. That's counterclockwise, right? Because a clock's face goes this direction. It doesn't say, but if it doesn't say, we assume counterclockwise. We assume counterclockwise. We should assume clockwise. I know, it is weird that we do it that way, but that is, like in mathematics, we assume counterclockwise is the direction of the rotation. Okay, so, Robbie, you're supposed to reflect this. Reflect across L, then rotate 90 degrees. So make sure you do that, okay? Follow the order of the steps, folks, okay? I know it says rotation in that first one, but you're supposed to first reflect and then rotate. Yeah. Did you, you used the, you like to use measure and the flip. I think you should be I think you rotated this point correctly. I think you rotated C correctly, but I don't think the other 2 points are rotated correctly. They should be yeah. Recheck your work there for B and C, or for A, I mean. Yeah, recheck those, yeah. What's the matter? Okay, reflect across L, then 90-degree rotate. You haven't reflected yet. Reflect across, and then 90-degree rotation. Okay, L. Follow the directions there, folks. That's not exactly 90 degrees. Again, if you use your that's why we have the protractor. Okay, line up. You got to go there first. Right there. Mark, little mark here at 90 degrees. Okay, and then. Yep. Okay, now. Lost your shape. Where is it? Yeah, we got it. Okay, so right there. Make the point there.
You know where the that paper is?
There it is, like that. Alright, what's up? Okay, yeah, paper's up there. Yeah, sorry, I moved it. Okay. Alright, other questions? Josh, are you still? Oh yeah, Gabe. You want to rotate around point P, 90 degrees counterclockwise. Oh, you don't reflect P? P stays where it is. Yeah, we're only reflecting the triangle ABC. Sorry. Yeah,
So when we do this,
okay. Go ahead. Yes, so connect P to C prime and then so don't reflect point P. Point P stays where it is. It's just trying to see P that gets reflected and then it around that original point P.
Well, I just put it, me and my brother, I just put it there and then I
okay, well, but you need to fix this one. No, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God. Okay, right? I want to use this direction. Okay, and then now take your height, rotate that shape around.
It can't be. I want to find it.
No, you're so
Huh?
No, yeah, he made the same Oh, okay. Doreen, what do you have a question for me?
You line up, and this is your original, right? So you line up L, and then you get your final one right here. And this is going to be B prime. You draw your line, you take off two, and you get your trace here. Your original line,
Good job, Josh.
All right, folks. I didn't help you with your question. Don't think of all at once. Take it a piece at a time, okay? Focus a piece at a time. All right, folks. I'm going to unfreeze this. Oh, cancel. Okay. So most of us at least got to number 7 here, so let's take a look at that. All right, so ABC, we're going to reflect it across L, okay? So the key here to reading the directions, oops, I'm frozen here, that's the problem. Okay. It says, draw the image of the triangle after the given combination of transformations, okay? It's only triangle ABC here that is being transformed. Point P is going to be used for a rotation, but point P does not get reflected. Okay, and I can see that kind of confusion there. It's only the triangle that's being transformed here. We keep point P where it is. So when I reflect ABC, I get C prime, A prime, and then B prime right there. Okay, there's that new shape. And then we're going to take this shape and rotate it around point P 90 degrees. Now, it didn't give me a direction, but what direction do we assume? Counterclockwise. If we're not given a direction, we assume counterclockwise, right? All right, so let me get that out there. So we're going to connect P to C prime. I'm going to measure it 90 degrees on my protractor here. Okay, since I'm going counterclockwise, I'm going to go like up this direction from my angle, so I'll put my protractor on that side.
So wait, you actually, if you transfer the P over there, it would mess it up?
Yeah, it will mess up the transformation, yep. So this is my side of my angle, so I'm going to use the inner set of numbers because they start at 0. I'm going to count up to 90. There's 90. Make a little mark. And then we'll connect from that little mark to the point P here and go right through it like so. Okay, there's a 90-degree angle. And then I'll take my patty paper finally here, and I'll trace point P, B prime, A prime, and C prime. Okay, and connect P to C there too, real quick, and then just turn around point P. There we end up. Okay, so again, I'm going to peel my paper back and plot those points where I saw them. Okay, so we're going 2 up and then 3 over right there. Okay, and so there's our final answers. Let's see here. This would be C prime prime, A prime prime, B prime prime. Okay, questions on number 7. Questions on number 7. There's 7. All right, let's look at number 8 then real quick here. Okay, 8 is a translation along vector V. And let's see here. Kwanye, the vector V there, which direction is vector V telling us to go? Right 2, and then up 1. Kwanye, am I going to translate point P as well as E, F, and G? No, we're only going to translate the triangle here. So right 2, up 1, there's E prime, right 2, up 1, there's F prime, right 2, up 1, there's G prime. So there's the image under the translation. Then we're going to rotate 180 degrees around point P. So I'm going to connect, let's see here, F prime, I think, to point P. Okay. Notice I'm only rotating my image, E prime, F prime, G prime. I'm not worrying about the original there, the pre-image, okay? Just the image here we're rotating. And we're going to rotate 180 degrees. That's easy to draw. It's just a straight line then through this way, whoop, like that, okay? Scratch out your old work, folks, or you can erase it. That works too. Patty papers, you can erase on the patty paper there. And we'll just go these 3 points. Okay, and again connect F prime to P and rotate around point P. So pencil point down, rotate, 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 rotate. Boom, there it is. Okay, 180 degrees. So it rotates to here and here and here. Okay, there's our 3 points. Okay, and let's see, that's, let's see if I can get this right here. There's F prime prime. I think this is going to be G prime prime, and that's E prime prime right there. And then the last step is we're going to use our vector here, V, or not V, sorry, we're going to translate along vector U. Okay? Vector U tells us to go which direction here, Addie? What's vector U telling us to go? Which way? Yeah, to the left, how much?
3.
Yeah, just 3. Are we going up or down at all? Yeah, no. So the final answer here, we're going to just go left 3. So 1, 2, 3. There's F prime prime prime. 1, 2, 3. There's E prime prime prime, and then G. 1, 2, 3. G prime prime prime. And there's our final shape. The rotations are the trickiest one. Rotations are the trickiest for sure.
The thing that messed me up is like, you're, like rotating somewhere and then